Hey guys, I really hate to start on a somber note today, but with the shooting recently in Nevada, I really wanted to take a moment to turn to my tarot deck and sort of gain an understanding of what may have been at play in the mind of the shooter, and what the near future outcome of this tragic, horrific event may be. Alright, so I have drawn the Wheel of Fortune, the Ace of Coins, and the Hierophant. Now, first of all, what I am sensing from this is that the shooter wanted to send a big, big message to society at large in the most public way he could. Usually, the Wheel of Fortune represents eternal good luck. However, I feel that he is the fox in this card, and if you can see, I hope I'll try and minimize the glare a bit, but the fox is utterly decimating the cornucopia, and it seems as though he was driven by extremely sinister ambitions. Um, in folklore, the fox is usually regarded as extremely wily, but also sinister as well. Um, yeah, I sense a lot of internal turmoil and anguish and utter aggravation in him that just exploded in the most catastrophic way imaginable in this country. Another mitigating factor in this reading is the Ace of Coins or Pentacles, which often represents the beginning of money, the starting of a new venture, of a new profession sometimes. Um, but here I'm sensing something quite different than what the card itself would suggest. Uh, I really do believe that money was a motivating factor. He from the reports I've heard, he was an accountant, so it could be that he may have been embezzling money, or finances just took such an extreme toll on him that he just erupted in an extremely violent manner. Unfortunately, with the Hierophant, I am not expecting any change anytime soon. In terms of governmental action, you saw, of course, how they reacted during the Sandy Hook massacre with children. The Republicans and conservative Democrats both stonewalled any attempt at change in terms of gun legislation, which is sorely needed in this country. The Hierophant is all about rules and regulations, and he is, if there was one key word to describe the Hierophant, even though he's also about education and knowledge, he is utterly pedantic. He is all about formal rules and following things to the T, sort of like former Chief Justice Anthony Scalia, who was a constitutional originalist, which meant that he believed that the Constitution was set in stone, that it was not a living and evolving document, that he was very much a literalist when it came to the Constitution. Even the times have obviously changed. And that just absolutely breaks my heart, because we need change in this regard. Our country is besought by violent massacres, once a year, basically. And we are one of the only countries that has this sort of violence. Even though other countries have extremely fair and common sense laws in terms of gun legislation. But aside from that, I definitely don't want to end this quick note on a downer. But I want to show you a present that I got from a really good friend of mine on Facebook. It is a new tarot bag. He made it himself. Is that not just the nicest thing you've ever seen? And it's shiny. I love the shiny. Ah, it's so pretty. And it smells a little bit like incense. I assume it smells like his apartment does, which is nice. That's one reason why I love ordering from cold stores. Everything smells so good, and it fits just perfectly without a millimeter to spare. Um, he also sent me this fabulous vintage postcard. He wrote a note on it, but I mean it's private, so I won't actually show it to you. Um, but he totally knows that I love all things vintage, and I have never, at least not in Iowa anyway, I've never seen vintage postcards, and this is from the Art Nouveau style in the 1920s, and I absolutely adore it. As with all of the cards and postcards that I've received from friends over the years, I intend to keep it. I've never thrown them away. I have every single birthday card I've ever received and every single Christmas card I've ever received. In fact, this one, because it's vintage, I'll probably end up framing it and even matting it with a little bit of paper and um, uh, a mat board, because it's so nice. Actually, when I first saw it, I thought it was. I've seen similarly drawn images of Carradwin by artisans over the years, so I thought that might be what it was, but it wasn't, and it's just wonderful. I love it. It's by the Art Nouveau artist Mucha or Muka. Someone who knows better will probably correct me. So I am going to be starting what I am going to be calling the Terathon Challenge. And if anyone watching this video would like to join me in it, feel free. All it is just simply giving a new tarot spread every once in a while throughout the month of October, ending on Samhain on October 30th, which is, of course, Halloween. So if you would like to join me, just enter the hashtag in the title of the video Terathon, and I will type it below in the show notes. It will be also in the title and the description of this video. So I hope you enjoy it. I really enjoy making tarot spreads. In fact, I'm working on one right now. We're dealing with haunted residences. I very rarely see tarot readers use their skills in either mediumistic or in haunting situations in terms of the paranormal, and I would really like to see that a lot more. That is definitely something that personally inspires me as a tarot spread designer and creator, as well as a tarot reader. So until next time, my witches, keep calm and witch on. And may the gods obviously bless and care for the victims and the casualties of the Nevada shooting. After several years of thought, I designed a unique tarot spread for my pagan brothers and sisters. The following tarot spread is to be read without reversals, as you will soon see, given the shape of the spread itself. I designed it just after the autumn equinox during Pagan Pride, and I hope you use it. I hope you love it. I hope it brings meaning to you when you do so. The first card signifies, and each card should be, or each placement should be read as an individual draw from your tarot deck. I find that my readings are most accurate that way. Anyway, the first card signifies, where is my source of strength as a witch, or how may I rekindle my spiritual flame when I am worn? Card number 2 signifies, how may I reconcile my spiritual identity in a secular world? Card number 3 signifies, how may I attract new friends who share my spiritual identity? Card number 4 signifies, what unforeseen consequences or emotional costs might I endure whilst muddling through pagan politics and melodrama in order to affirm my own innermost self? And finally, card number 5 signifies, how may I overcome and definitely navigate any toxic personalities that may cross my path within the local pagan community? I hope that you've enjoyed this tarot spread and that you add it to your personal repertoire. Take care. And he autographed it for me. This is the first book I ever bought. Actually, this is the very first book I ever bought off of Amazon many years ago when it was still just basically books and DVDs.